Here we see the near-hand tackle technique being performed by an elite player. Note the position of the head, hands and feet. Now let's look at each of the key teaching points for the near-hand tackle. Move alongside or level with the opponent. Keep eyes on the ball. When the opponent's far leg is forward, step across their space with the near leg. Flick the ball away with the hand nearest the opponent when the ball is free in the solo or bounce. Recover the ball to win possession. This is a basic drill to practice the near-hand tackle technique in a controlled situation. Divide the group into pairs. Mark out a channel approximately 5 meters wide using cones. Each pair starts walking side by side through the channel, with player A attempting to step across and execute the near-hand tackle. Encourage player B to toe tap or solo the ball on every stride, to afford the tackling player a number of chances to practice the tackle. Increase the pace gradually, beginning with a jog as the players become more confident. Change roles after a number of attempts. This is a basic drill to practice the near-hand tackle technique. Mark out a grid approximately 8 meters square using cones. Position one player at each cone with a ball and a tackling player at one of the cones. The tackling player runs alongside each of the other players in turn, attempting to perform a near-hand tackle as they travel the length of the grid. The players in possession must perform a toe tap or bounce as they travel. Switch the tackling player after each circuit of the grid. The coach can assist the drill by signalling when each player in possession should begin to move. The drill should be conducted in both directions, to practice of both right and left hands. This is an intermediate drill to practice the near-hand tackle technique. Divide the players into groups of 3. Mark out a channel approximately 5 meters wide using cones. This drill is designed to improve the timing of the tackle. Player A, on the right of the group, solos forward. Player B, in the middle, attempts to perform the near-hand tackle and knock the ball to player C in the process. Change roles after a number of attempts. To adapt the drill, player B is in possession and player C attempts to perform the near-hand tackle and knock the ball to player A. Increase the pace of the drill as the proficiency of each player improves. This is a gameplay drill to develop the near-hand tackle. Mark out a grid 15 meters by 15 meters. 2 players with the ball enter the grid from one side. 2 tackling players enter the grid from each adjacent side. The players in possession continue to solo around the grid as the tackling players attempt to perform the near-hand tackle. After a set time, reverse the roles. This is a gameplay drill to develop the near-hand tackle. Mark out a channel using cones from approximately 20 to 45 meters out from goal and approximately 10 meters wide. Divide the players into defenders and attackers. The attackers line up at the beginning of the channel, each with a ball. The defenders line up to the side of the channel. In turn, each attacker and defender enters the channel. The attacker attempts to get past the defender to take a shot at goal from the end of the channel. The defenders may only use the near-hand tackle to dispossess the attacker. Leading with the outside leg and hand is a common error when attempting to tackle the ball. This leads to poor balance and may result in the near hand being placed inadvertently on the opponent's back or used to pull the opponent, thus committing an aggressive foul. To correct this error, ensure that the player steps in with the near leg and hand when the opponent's far leg is forward. Not targeting the ball is a common error that invariably leads to the player committing an aggressive foul by pushing, pulling or charging his opponent. To correct this error, encourage the player to remain disciplined, keeping his eyes and focus on the ball at all times. Not timing the tackle to coincide with the ball being free is a common error that makes the tackle more difficult to complete and may again lead to the player committing an aggressive foul by pushing, pulling or charging his opponent. To correct this error, encourage the player to be patient and focus on the instant the ball is played by the opponent in an attempt to bounce, toe tap or pass.